Hey guys and gals, welcome back. It's now 2026. Today is actually January 10th. Um, I've been working on the module layout, as you know, for a while. I continue to do the custom CAD, the 3D printing, the scratch building, the kit bashing, and just putting kits together. This is the newest little tiny kit I put together right here. It's like a little diner. It's from Trains by Randy Brown. I got that from Mike Pfeiffer's hobby shop. If you're interested in getting one, I'm certain he probably has some more. Um, yeah. So continue on. I worked on this model back here. This month or this past month in December, and we're going to be putting in one of our modules. We're actually worked on 3 modules in December. One of them is pretty much almost completed, 98% completed as of today. I have all the structures in there. I have a lot of the weathering, the details. The only things I have missing now are the fence, the little figures, like, little tiny detailed figures, and some road signs. I also have to weather just the other part of the interior of some track, but I already weathered part of it. So yeah, we're just doing just the finishing little details. But other than that, the thing is pretty much completed. I have 2 other ones off to the side here that I also started in December. They're the single wide modules. One of them is the trailer park. The other one is an urban passenger slash shopping district. 2 singles. They both have their backdrops on as we speak as well. So I will showcase a little bit of those, but the finished stages of those will have to be next month. Some people get upset. They seem to be very angry that it takes me a little bit longer to do my layout, but I'm not doing this as a job. This is not my profession. I actually have a full-time small business that I run, and this is just something I do on my free time. So yeah, it takes me a little bit longer to do because sometimes I don't have free time to work on the layout, so it's just really doing it in my free time. I know a lot of these influencers that you're watching on YouTube, they get a lot further along. Well, this is their job. This is what they do for their profession. Their influencing is their profession. So yeah, they have a lot more time to work on their layout. Where most of us, including most of you probably watching, you're doing the hobby also probably in your free time. You have other day jobs, or maybe you go to school. So yeah, it's not your main objective to be sharing online. So just keep that in mind when you comment, because we've had some really disturbing comments as of late. People attacking and threatening. It's really kind of bizarre to see that happen with a hobby. So I'm going to continue sharing my model railroad stuff. I have some stuff to show you, and if you're interested, let's take a look. Hey guys and gals, welcome back. So this is the little module that we primarily worked on here in December, a little bit of January. You can see I've added some scenic details. I have this farm, got that as a gift one year. I have a little cabin here. I even made some 3D printed stuff like this milk silo, and I weathered it, added some decals to it. That's going to go right here. This is going to be a dairy farm. Now we still have to add some fencing. I just 3D printed some fencing and painted it, so it has to still go on here. And then I also have some little figures of cows, horses, and people. Over here we have a little horse stable. I'll rotate this, but this is also 3D printed. I added some scenic details. I weathered it. I still have to add the window film, but in front of that is this little area here. It's going to be a horse corral, and that's where we're going to use the fence pieces for, and also our horses. So we still have to add that. Now I did get this windmill last year for a Christmas gift back in 2024. I was trying to figure out a place to put it in here, and I'm not exactly sure if it's going to fit or not. So we may put it in here, or we may keep it for a future agricultural scene. Also put in a really nice plaster road here. That includes having the rail crossings as well. And over here, I weathered the track. And this side still needs weathering. So I just wanted to show you the difference if I just kind of tilt it up. So see how here it's like still toyish or very light, and over here it's much darker, and that's just by adding some weathering chalks. Really simple. Now these are wired here for lighting, so I have to be careful of the wires kicking out of here, but I will turn it so you guys can kind of see different angles of the module. Yeah, we do have plaster casting rock molds. We have one here. You can't see these here. I do have trees. These trees came from a Woodland Scenic. This is it right here. See if I can get it in there so you guys can see it. You can buy these trees yourself. Yeah, they're called Realistic Tree Kit. This kit cost me $16. It came with 36 delicious trees between 3/4 and 3 inches. You can see here, this is where that horse corral is going to go once I can get the fencing in there and the figures. That's really all I have to do. And then I also have to add some signs here. I do have the signs somewhere over here in this mess of stuff back here. But, and I do have this I'm going to try as well for one of the future modules. I don't think I'm going to put it in this one. I have other, this like stationary crossing bucks that would normally be in the country road. And there you go. Here is the outcropping rocks all the way along here. Now there is a little bit of brown showing here. That's why I like to paint with that brown base paint, because you can see right around these rock faces, there's a little brown showing. We can go back over and we can add some more of that ground foam mixture. Basically just Woodland Scenic. Like this is one of them, coarse turf. That's one of the ones that I like to use. These are the two glues I primarily use, is Mod Podge I use to make my scenic glue, and then this Elmer's Glue All is pretty much what I use. I have used in the past the Woodland Scenic stuff. Now this dried up. It no longer has good stuff in there, but that's good glue if you can get it. It's a little bit more expensive though. And another glue that I used to use a lot of was this Woodland Scenic glue. I still use the container, but actually what I have in here is Mod Podge with water and a little bit of dish soap. So yeah, you don't need to buy the Woodland Scenic stuff. You can just add a little bit of Mod Podge with water and some dish detergent, and it will work just like the Woodland Scenic stuff. So yeah. So there you can see those are all the plaster casting rocks I showed in a previous video. These are the outcropping series, but this one here is a smaller shelf rock. So yeah, we can go all the way around. So you can see over here, we got a lot of bare kind of brown area. I like to slope down. What I'm doing is I'm going to wait till I make the module next to it, and I'm going to glue on some of the more thicker sort of bushes and underbrush to the side, because between every module, when you put them together, is a gap, and I want to fill the gap using the scenery. I'll give you some close-up views of that using my cell phone camera. I have cracking potholes. I have cracking on the side of the roads. I did probably about 15 different black washes over a 2-week period. Yeah, I took a little while to work on this. I do this stuff like when I'm done with work. You know, I don't. This is not my profession, but I add some gravel and lots of fine turfs, coarse turfs, underbrush, and bushes. And I think it turned out pretty good. Now, like I said, we still want to add some bushes up here. We want to finish that off. Add just some cows, dairy cows around here, and some fencing over here. Ttrak modules. You can see I have 2 single-wide modules over here. They still need quite a bit of work. I did put the backdrops on them. I did some terraforming, and I started, but have not finished the road and foundations yet. I need to put a little bit more on this guy and quite a bit more on that guy. And usually when I do it, I like to add a 3rd module, so we'll have to get another module out to do that. But these are going to be what I work on for the rest of January. And hopefully, when I show another video in February, these will be completely done. Check it out. There is one of my singles here. And you can see I got the backdrop on. And those are the bolts. So the bolts hardly stick out. It's standing up straight, and it's working. We can take a look underneath. Oh, yeah, let's move it forward. You can see here. So there you can see those are just the nuts washers coming through there. So yeah, awesome. That's how the backdrop is on. Really simple to do. One of the modules I'll be working on next. You can see I really, again with the concrete, I do a lot of black washes. But to get this type of effect, this is plaster. Again, why I like using plaster is it takes 24 hours to set. So within the first hour, if you go back over with a wet or damp foam brush and you lightly go over the surface, you can get these type of marks like that, and it makes it look very realistic to a very rough looking road. And when you're in the country, that's how roads look. They're very rough. And yeah, you can go right over the rail tracks and get a realistic looking road right over the rail tracks. It's going to get some more foundation, and we painted the rocks. These are the trees that I have out for this one. We're going to be making some more of the tree armatures. I made those for the farm module. And then we have another cityscape over here we're going to work on as well. Yeah, scrap loads is really what I'm doing. I have probably about 3 of them now. Probably should pick up about maybe 2 or 3 more gondolas about this size. And yeah, so that was on sale. I picked up Monroe Models overhead gantry crane. This is actually metal pewter pieces and resin. So cool. They had these on sale. It's a 3-pack. These were as low as $11 some. I think the 3-pack together were about $36. They're the Master Series, so these were on sale. This is the only road name they had left, so I guess that means it's Chicago and Eastern Illinois. I'm just going to weather the cars, so you won't be able to see that. I'm going to weather all that name off of there. I'm not going to be using it for coal, though. I'm going to be using this for my gravel cars. So I have 3 of them. 3 gravel cars I got here. Like I said, this came out to about $36 for these 3, and they are the Master Series. The Master line usually goes for $30 a car. This car on sale as well. This is one of those bulk loaders for doing basically a pulp wood. It's a 60-footer, and this was just made at the end of the time I was modeling, so it just fits the era. But a 61-footer, so that's like almost having 2 of the iron ore cars. So yeah, 61-footer, that's a big car. I have a couple other log vehicles as well. I might actually take, if I end up getting some more of these gondolas, the area that I'm modeling after, I saw old pictures of old gondolas with pulp wood in them as well. So we might do a couple gondolas with pulp wood because it would look very realistic to the Regent and the time frame.